Hey, Akashvani Aizawl International Day of Yoga Pualin Governors Tag Dr. Babu Kambhampati kan pomdona Yoga Chadna Lepoi Monate Hovel Pum Hwapa Heni Manani Chante kan Soidona Amapozona Shang kan Ronzotona ni. This year marks the 10th International Day of Yoga with the theme Yoga for Self and Society. Yoga, a transformative practice, represents the harmony of mind and body, the balance between thought and action, and the unity of restraint and fulfillment. It integrates the body, mind, spirit, and soul, offering a holistic approach to health and well being that brings peace to our hectic lives. Its power to transform is what we celebrate on this special day. We will be dwelling on the subject of yoga in this interview, what yoga means, and June 21st being International Day of Yoga. I will now ask about the significance of this day, and this is His Excellency the Governor of Mizoram, Dr. Babu Kambhampati. Let's start with the significance of this International Day. What does yoga mean to you, sir?
Yoga is a practice which the cultural heritage of India has given to the world. This yoga practice has started as a spiritual practice, but it has been considered as promoting the way of the well-being of body and mind. Nowadays, the yoga is being practiced widespread, not only in India, but also in other countries. Thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister, when he was addressing the United Nations Assembly in the year 2014 September, he proposed that this International Day of Yoga should be observed all over the world. His proposal was endorsed by 175 nations, and ultimately United Nations proclaimed that June 21st will be the International Day of Yoga. That is how we are now celebrating International Day of Yoga tomorrow, that is 21st June. This year's theme of International Day of Yoga is Yoga for Self and Society.
The International Day of Yoga aims to raise awareness worldwide of the many benefits of practicing yoga. The draft resolution establishing the International Day of Yoga was proposed by India and endorsed by a record 175 member states. The proposal was first introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his address during the opening of the 69th session of the General Assembly, in which he said, "Yoga is an invaluable gift from our ancient tradition. Yoga embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action. A holistic approach is valuable to our health and our well-being. Yoga is not just about exercise. It is a way to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and the nature." Yoga being practiced worldwide and being embraced worldwide, does that make India become a global player?
Yes, I think when we see the practice of yoga on the TV done in various countries tomorrow, I think it will be a pride movement for India. India has given this yoga as gift to the world, and the world practices now. Definitely it will be a pride movement for India, and India is the global player in yoga.
And Make in India program, it kind of sync with every Prime Minister Narendra Modi's policy. So how do you see yoga in a movement in Mizoram? Has it picked up? How is it?
In Mizoram also people are practicing yoga. I find some yoga teachers in Mizoram, and Mizoram is having good indicators in terms of high literacy rate and also low mortality, child mortality rate. But The lifestyle diseases are also prevalent in Mizoram, like cancer and HIV. I think practicing yoga definitely will help the people of Mizoram to overcome these lifestyle diseases.
The resolution notes the importance of individuals and populations making healthier choices and following lifestyle patterns that foster good health. In this regard, the World Health Organization has also urged its member states to help their citizens reduce physical inactivity, which is among the top 10 leading causes of death worldwide and a key risk factor for non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and diabetes. And how do we take yoga to the people? How do you suggest we take it to the people?
It is only motivating the people, explaining the benefits of yoga. I think if the people understand the benefits of yoga, people will start practicing it.
And to understand that benefits, how the Ayush department has yoga instructors. Apart from that, where do we get the instructions from?
Yeah, people who can practice yoga for about a year or two under the guidance of a yoga instructor, that person can become as a yoga instructor and he can spread the awareness among the people.
Mizoram Achan yoga hi Ayush department huaya instructor shang inanzir tir thina tundin huna Ayush nuaya hian instructor songpani an ommeka heng instructor te hi district hospital integrated Ayush hospital Aizawl te ron thein an ommeka yoga instructor omlo na muna po Ayush doctor te yoga exercise chungchanga ron thein an ommeka Administrative Training Institute le Ayush Department Changkopin trainees to shang te na instructor pakhat ka iswain yoga exercise kalpui mekanibok. To strengthen this movement across the world and in India as well as in the state of Mizoram, is observing International Day of Yoga just one day enough for this movement to pick up?
No, it is not correct to say that practicing yoga on International Day of Yoga is sufficient. People have to make it as a habit of practicing it daily. You see, yoga is simply, it is not a practice. It unites the body, breath and mind. You have three components in the yoga, like asanas. Asanas is a physical exercise. Similarly, breathing exercises called pranayam. Then the mental wellness, meditation, that is called jhana. I think all these three components are united in practicing yoga. Therefore, people should practice all these asanas, pranayama, and for some time meditation.
Translate that in Mizo, the governor said, Mizo zinga natna jishang shang maani kanin elkor chatlo wanga natna shang shang te kan tor the exercise mangin kan sukyang theya chung zinga chuan hei exercise la lo kan me to na awanga natna kan tor the diabetes te HIV te BP sang te heng thleng hianin yoga mangin thokla ka exercise te kan taksa soi zoi te le kan thuak mga kan thuak kan soi zoi na chu chuanin asukyang the do na ni hei hi India ina khovel pumenan practice tura ape kani atia hei hi India Prime Minister Narendra Modi Khan Sangti Sompalia Khanin UN Council Khan alo soi to a chu Ramza Som Sri Pali in anpom saka chumia wangchon tun June ni somni pakhat International Day of Yoga hi kan hmangtran ta ani chu wangchon heni hi ram puma po taksa soi zoina thuak soi zoina le riru le ngai to na soi zoina ni tan man turania chu chuan kan taksa me ba ka kan ngai to na le khotlang kan nun ho na zong zong po ang hong thayani atiani. So sir, do you have a message for the international as well as the national community on this IDYD?
People, I advise both Indians and the people abroad to practice yoga to reduce the mental stress and other problems in the days of where the conflict and the stress is prevalent. I think this will definitely help the individual and also the society as a whole. And as our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi always says about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that means the whole universe is one family. I think India is caring about the health of every individual in the universe. That is the message we can give to the international society.
Okay, sir. And going back again, can you please shed a light on the history of and evolution of yoga?
Actually, yoga is being mentioned in Vedas, particularly in Rig Veda. And the mention of yoga is also being there in Upanishads, very ancient books we have in our cultural heritage. Right from that, Patanjali, he documented the practice of yoga. That is how that has been carried forward from centuries. And for some time, people thought that yoga is only meant for rishis who will be sitting in Himalayas and doing jhana. But today, people are slowly recognizing that yoga is not only meant for rishis, but it is for every common citizen, which can help his mental and physical well-being.
Thank you, Your Excellency. So that is the message for International Day of Yoga. Tomorrow it will be observed across the state, and in Aizawl, the governor will be gracing the event.
Yes.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Kumin International Day of Yoga hi khovel mundang terwalin zirdopni hian Mizoram manania nga alom na puiber Hola Indoor Stadium Republic Veng thanga Governor Dr. Babu Kambhampati an aman puyang.